What up? What up? What up?
What's
Back with
down?
another
What's
one,
down?
man. Happy New Year, man. Happy New Year.
Yeah, man. 2024, man.
Yeah.
2024.
New year, new situation, man.
Yeah.
What,
Yeah.
what you got planned for the year, man? What's different?
Uh well, I think a little bit more intentionality. A little bit more intentionality. It's gonna be my thing this year. A little bit more intentional with my time, a little bit more intentional with the things I invest in. Um Yeah, bro. That's my thing for 2024 for sure. What about you, man?
Uh, focus. I like that intentionality too, but focus, man. Focus, intentionality, and only focus on things I truly enjoy and I like.
Yes.
Ain't none of the extras.
None of the extra.
Ain't none of the shiny objects.
None of the shiny objects. You know, shiny objects, man, like quiet as kept, man. Shiny objects can keep you broke.
Oh yeah, for sure. And at the end of the day, you got to stay away from the shiny objects. Because
Absolutely.
everybody get attracted to them shiny objects. Now, I don't care how long you've been in business, how long you've been around. We all get excited about some shiny objects. They come
Yeah.
in different forms for everybody, but we all get attracted to them shiny objects.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
You know what I'm saying? It could
But
be
you got
cookies. You know what I'm saying?
to.
It could be Coca Cola. You know what I'm saying? It's just everybody's shiny object is different. I'm staying away from that shit though. I mean stuff.
Yeah. Nah, facts. Facts. It's funny you say shiny objects is cookies though, because I ain't gonna lie to you, boy. I ain't never seen no shiny cookie, but I get what you putting down. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it's the same
It's the
situation. You know
same
what I'm
thing,
saying?
just a different
You
little
know what I'm saying?
situation. Absolutely.
Yeah, man. I love
Yeah,
it, man. I love it.
Angelica. Shout out to Angelica in the building. Yeah, I'm sad we're not on Clubhouse too, but
Yeah.
we have to evolve. We have to continue to grow. I listen, Clubhouse. They've been good
Much
to us,
respect to them. Yeah.
huh?
And
Much
much
respect
respect.
to Clubhouse. I still got a ton of respect for Clubhouse, but we trying to grow into a new space. You know what I mean? And hopefully, we could keep everybody together. Keep the family together as we transition to a new space. That's what I'm hoping for. And I'm excited about it. And also, if anybody wants to join the stream, because this is going to be a good conversation. Matter of fact, Kiki, we need you on this conversation. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yes, indeed. Listen, this is gonna be
A
a
real
a real
conversation.
conversation.
Yeah.
Maybe triggering for some though.
Triggering for a lot of fellas. You gotta cue the
maybe,
butt.
maybe.
They help some too.
Yeah. Absolutely. Because it wouldn't be triggering for me.
Nah, it's only triggering for the one that we're talking about.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
So here's the thing. So what we talking about today? Why should a woman submit? Why should a woman submit to her intellectual inferior? This is going to be key because we're witnessing a lot of things taking place in the red pill community, right? We're witnessing a lot of things take place on the other spectrum of that, with women, and it's like it's a constant collide.
Yep.
It's a constant collide, right? Bam Bam says triggering for me. It's a constant collide, right? And nobody necessarily is talking about solutions. Nobody's talking about solutions. I am of the mindset based on data, not my opinion. Again, you know me, I like to speak based on data, that a lot of the talking points that we're hearing a lot about on social media are not only divisive and inaccurate, right? But they're also speaking to de-evolution, meaning we are regressing back to something, in my opinion, that I don't believe is even possible to take place. But before we even get into that, listen, man, I'm gonna go ahead and kick this thing off, man. Listen, my name is Byron, real estate investor out of Houston, Texas. Primarily focused on the wholesale space, do a little bit of creative finance, fix and flip, new construction, new to the build to rent space. Excited about that. proud member of the Accelerator program, where we help investors move further, faster. But today we're talking about something specific, and I think this is going to be a touchy subject. Bam Bam, if you're free, I would love to get you in on this stream. Definitely hit the link. Kiki, hit the link. Anybody that wants to join in on the conversation, hit the link that's in the chat, because this is going to be a fruitful discussion. But
I think we need TM too. We need TM too.
Yeah, TM. Oh yeah, we definitely need TM. TM in the building.
Yep.
Yeah, we need TM.
It's leadership on demand, man. Leadership on demand.
Yeah. We got.
What's up, y'all? Good morning. Good morning. Neil Parker, real estate investor, entrepreneur out of Lafayette, Louisiana. Been investing in real estate space 2016, full-time entrepreneur 2020. Do all things real estate, but love rentals, love passive income. And I'm the owner of Leverage to Wealth, teaching people how to leverage where they are currently to get wealth in real estate. And I'm excited about today, man. I think it's gonna be a good conversation. It's a real conversation. We all know somebody who we talking about, and we're gonna get to it, man. Let's see what. And look, it's a new year, man. Make sure y'all go grab y'all gear at nostingyenergy.com. We got a few different colors. We got hoodies, joggers, t-shirts, man. Go grab you something.
Absolutely.
Start your year off right in that No Stingy Energy.
Absolutely. So it's a couple things that's going on in the news, right? A couple things going on in the news. We got the Simone Biles situation, right? We got the new DJ Academics situation going on in the news right now. Where he
Tyreek situation.
Tyreek situation. We got
Cardi B Offset
situation.
Cardi B Offset situation.
We got Cardi B Offset. Yo, there's a lot of things taking place in the news right now. And
they got Super, if y'all know who that is. Super Set.
Break that down. Oh.
So she was engaged for like 2 years, 3 years with a guy, and they be beating each other. And she said, enough is enough. And then, so she dropped a post yesterday. She said, enough is enough. They both agreed that they're not going to be beating each other no more. She was driving, had her glasses on, and the guy yanked the glasses off her face. And she thought she got hit. She hit the man back, and they said it done, man. So they had an abusive love connection. She said she ain't let nobody play with her, man. She said she fight dudes too. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And she like up there in the space of cosmetics. That's authority in the cosmetic line, man. She didn't made $1 million in like I think a few minutes before. So you know she's from New Orleans, so a lot of people look up to her. A lot of women look up to her. That's a crazy situation.
But she liked to fight.
Some of the women may know who she is. I know a lot of people, like guys, ain't gonna know who she is. But yeah, bro, a bad look for the women and the men.
The men. So this is what I'm seeing. What I'm seeing right now is we are having a massive struggle, right, with relationship, right? Men are having a struggle with relationship. Women are having struggles with relationship. And this is taking place since the beginning of time. But I feel like we're in a unique space right now, specifically with how we do relationship. That's the reason why you're seeing a lot of the relationship podcasts. You're seeing a lot of the red pill content, and you're seeing all of this different content. Women on one side going against the men on the other side going against the women. It's crazy. And at the root cause of a lot of that is what I'm seeing is this. Number one, there's been a gap. There's been a massive gap. I would say since about the 1980s, right? Matter of fact, I would say even beyond that. I would say since like the 1960s, right? Late 1960s to like now, we've watched marriage decline. We've watched relationship, healthy people's ability to do relationship decline massively. What was the cause of a lot of this? All right, so a lot of people know that in 1964, Lyndon B. Johnson, he passed the Welfare Act, right? In 1964, Lyndon B. Johnson passed the Welfare Act and a part of his Great Society program, where he essentially gave women the ability to get an income for children without necessarily having a man in the house. Matter of fact, a part of some of the qualifications to be able to qualify for some of these monies was you could not have that man in that household. As a result of that, it created a lot of unintended consequences as a result of him passing that bill in society. What were some of those things that we witnessed? Well, number one was we saw the birth of toxic masculinity be popularized in popular culture. Popularized in popular culture. As a result of toxic masculinity being popularized, because you got to understand, I grew up, me personally, I'm gonna keep it real, I grew up in a healthy relationship environment. I really did. I got to give kudos and props to my parents for raising me in a healthy relationship environment. But even myself, I yearn to be more like the guys who are a lot more toxic, if I'm gonna keep it real, because that's who I saw popularized. And to catch this, not only were men attracted to toxic masculinity as a culture, as a cultural norm, women were too. Yeah. Women were attracted to toxic masculine traits as well. And so as a result of that, now we have a group of people who have not seen successful relationship done right for at least 40 years minimum, 40 plus years minimum. I would even argue more, on top of the fact that we have all of the misrepresentations of masculinity plastered all over popular culture. And now we're at a space to where we're trying to figure out how to do relationship all over again with no blueprint. No blueprint. We have zero blueprint as to how this is supposed to be done correctly. So I want to hear, if we got Bam Bam in the building, we got TM in the building.
Where the ladies at, man?
Yeah, where the ladies at, man? We need to get some of the ladies in the building. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear from the fellas. What's your take on what we just discussed, man? The fact that we have not had proper role models in society. We have not seen healthy masculine representation in society in a long time, at least in the Black community, for a very long time. What's your take on that, Bam Bam? What's your take on that, TM?
What's up, fellas? Happy New Year.
What's up? Happy New Year, man.
I don't know, man. This is tough for me because, you know, I grew up in a two-parent household, so I feel like I always seen it. And, you know, a lot of my friends think it's different, but I feel like I always seen it. My mom was, you know, part of the reason she helped my wife with navigating stuff, you know, the way that I'm spoiled. So she helped her, you know, my way. And I know that ain't always at the same time. Like, my wife is spoiled too. She ain't had to work in so long, and all she got to stay home and do what she want to do. So it's a tough one for me, the whole subject.
You're in an uncommon situation.
Yeah. Me and my wife been together since 9th grade, so it's a total different world for us.
Wow.
Shout out to y'all, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out to
my
y'all.
wife been together since 10th grade, man.
Whoa.
Yeah, 9th grade, and now we 30. She 33 and I'm 32. I'll be 33 Monday.
How many years is that total?
18 years.
18 years. Wow.
And we got a 17-year-old, so we've been doing kids since day one. You might
Damn. That's amazing. That is amazing.
That's nice. I like that. What about TM, man? What's your thoughts?
You know, man, I can relate to Bam, a little bit, bro. I mean, I did go through a few. My mother remarried, right? So she wasn't with my father, but my mom was one of 9 kids. So I had a lot of mentorship in the sense that I had uncles. I had a strong relationship, with my grandfather. I knew my dad, right? I was the kid that was with his dad on the alternative weekend. You know what I'm saying? And so I understood what role modeling was, but I'll tell you, bro, it's a lot of different variations of it. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you through observation, conversations, I learned what not to do simply by watching, a lot of my uncles, right? Looking at my dad's relationship, listening to my dad, the good, the bad, and the crazy. And so, I think you're spot on overall in reference to the role models or the lack of role models that we have. Because, bro, the reality is a lot of us, learned on our own through trial and error in the street. You know what I'm saying? That's how a lot of us learn. And so, I think I had the best of both worlds because I had drug dealing brothers, but I never was a drug dealer. You know what I'm saying? I was always around the environment, but I was smart enough to know what route I needed to go. That was the mentorship, bro. That was the perspective. And I grew up understanding count up the cost. I always heard that voice count up the cost in my head, when I could go either direction, right? On the dark side or to do the right thing. It's hard to do the right thing, bro. It's easy to just go dark. You feel me? So I totally relate to the conversation and what Bam just said.
What's your thoughts on the reality that we have not, as a culture, seen proper representation of relationship? We haven't seen people do that correctly for a while. And the fact that toxic masculinity and improper masculine traits have been plastered all over the media, in terms, at least black male representation has been completely toxic. Matter of fact, most folk don't even want to see black men on TV unless it's some form of toxic.
It's
It's
been
a toxic
glorified.
version.
It's
Yeah,
been
yeah, yeah, yeah. You
glorified,
don't even want to
bro.
see. You don't even want to see black men on the TV unless it's toxic. What's your take on that?
I mean, bro, for me, I get the fact that for a lot of people it's entertainment. But for me, bro, it's troubling because people truly think this is like who we are, a lot of times. I mean, bro, I think a lot of, folks have given Mona Scott, right, heat over the fact that like her franchises, but I listened to Mona one day and her thing was, we need to promote all people, all people give all stories, what I'm saying, a platform. And I'm like, but damn, all of our stories are not this dramatic and this traumatic. You know what I'm saying? But I do accept the fact that, Byron, these are a part of our stories, bro.
Facts. What's your take on that, Oh? How black male
Uh,
representation is centered in the media?
I say at the end of the day, what brings the income is drama. You know, at the end of the day, what brings the clicks is drama. What brings the eyeballs is drama. You can talk about uh, us being successful, black people being successful, black men being successful, but it's not gonna get the views. It's not gonna get the income like drama would. You know what I'm saying? If we are successful, what they think? How we got here? We had to sell some drugs to get here. We had to do something illegal to get here. That's the only way people believe that black people can be successful is they have to do something illegal to get up in life. And at the end of the day, that's not sexy to nobody. Nobody interested in that. Like, think about it. Nobody here really hear about Don Peoples. He's one of the most successful real estate investors in the black community. I guarantee most people on here never heard of that man. You about to be a billionaire.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody real. We hear about Robert Kraft, not Robert Kraft. What's his name? Robert Smith
Robert
or whatever.
Smith.
He not talked about like in our community like that. That's not popular. I mean, that's not cool. It's not sexy. It's not entertaining for us. Like, as black people, we gravitate towards negativity.
Well, let's break
We
this
enjoy
down.
negativity.
Where did this come from? Where did that come from? That
We
I
don't
think
own
it's
the media. We don't own the media, but
Yep.
Byron, I think when we own the media, right, and when we can curate, right? Platforms that promote people like who O said we don't know, because I never heard that name, but I thought he was talking about the actor producer. You know, and
Nah,
he's talking about a $1 billion real estate agent. It's because we don't create platforms, bro. We don't own the mainstream media that.
you got cut out. Yeah, you got cut out. But I would say, we do own media outlets like that. We got this show right here. We got 64 people in here. We talk about success all the time. They got the EYL. They got I would say $1 million worth of game, but not really. That's like half and half. But they do have the media outlets. But at the end of the day, if they got two shows, they got one talking about success, one talking about drama. The drama gonna have 90% of the people there, and the ones that's adding value to your life are gonna have 10% of the people there. That's just facts. At the end of the day, that's facts. It's facts. But at the, with that, most people don't care about being successful. Most people don't care about that. They care about being having attention, being popular, people looking up to them. They just want to be cool, bro. We got to keep it real, Byron. Most people don't care about that.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. And that kind of segues into today's conversation. Why should that woman submit? Why should a woman submit when, let's be honest,
the brother ain't bringing no value. We got to keep it real, though. The brother ain't got no value.
You see what I'm saying? So I think it's twofold, though. Oh, I think it's twofold. Not only is that man not bringing value, but I would argue that a lot of men are approaching relationship from an entitled position. They believe that they're owed some level of submission that they did not work. So here's the thing, bro. Let me break something down to you.
Let's talk. Let's have a real conversation.
So what it is, bro, you got a lot of men, bro, wanting massive amounts of submission, right? Massive amounts of ego strokes for mediocre performance.
They want respect.
Mediocre. They want massive amounts of respect for mediocre respect. And when they don't get it, instead of overperforming, a lot
they
of
underperform.
They underperform.
It want the highest regards of respect, submission, and they're not interested in accountability.
Bro, at the end and here's the thing, and I blame this a lot on the red pill talking points. Because what the red pill talking points is doing, bro, is it's giving men a false sense of entitlement, right? It's giving men a false sense of entitlement and making men feel as though they deserve a level of respect that they really don't deserve. Because you got to understand, bro, true ego is built from what I accomplish myself. Let me tell you where my ego comes from. My ego comes from the fact that I said that I was going to be here at 6:30, right? Or we were going to be on BOB 6 a.m. Central Standard Time for the last 3 years, and I actually showed up.
And we here.
And I actually showed up. That's what ego and real confidence come from you telling yourself that I'm going to do something, and I actually keep that integrity with myself, and I actually do it. That's where true ego, that's personal. But a lot of what the red pill community is teaching men is that these women should be stroking their egos. But in the truth is, bro, that woman don't really respect you like that. Ooh. In reality, she really don't respect you like that. She is playing the part because she knows that society, right? Society is pushing her to diminish herself, to big you up so you can feel better about yourself, when the truth is ego should be internal. It should be personal.
And she truly don't feel that way.
She truly don't feel that way, bro.
That's just what everybody says she should feel. That's just how she should make the man feel. But the man is not equaling up to what a man should be. Men is not out here providing. We got to keep it a buck. They're not out here protecting. We got to keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? The things that they choose to do in their free time is play the game, entertain, and not finding another way to lead, protect, and provide. So how could a lady give you 100% respect, give you 100% submission, and at the end of the day, she don't feel safe with you? That's all it is, bro. She doesn't feel
Wow.
safe with you because you're not checking the boxes. I
And
know
a
you
lot
feel that way because you're a man, but the facts show you ain't got no money. you can't provide. You can't lead her to making more money. You can't show her new things. You can't show her how to be a better person. You bring in more toxicity. You bring in more drama. You know what I'm saying? You cheating, and you can't. Come on, dog. You cheating and you can't figure it out for yourself, man. You don't deserve to cheat, man. Keep it a buck, dog. You don't deserve to cheat. You ain't got your shit together, man. Let's keep it real, man.
it's the fact.
That's all you got. The thing in between your legs. That's it,
Bro. And so what's so crazy about this reason why we woke that conversation up about last week about women not needing men in 2024, but wanting men. And I think what has happened is, bro, men have not, in general, we haven't really changed our perspective on what we expect in relationship. But what we don't recognize is that women have evolved, bro. Women have massively evolved in society, right? The same woman that would be, she couldn't do a lot of things in society. That woman does not exist anymore, right? The woman who couldn't do, was not able to do, that woman does not exist. She's gone, bro, and she's never coming back.
The lady could do everything your ass could do.
Yeah. So men going into relationship and thinking you're gonna do relationship, and you going into it thinking your ego is gonna be boosted by diminishing that woman, those days are over. And what men and the red pill community is still trying to push the fact that women need to diminish themselves in order to elevate a man. But the truth is, you only gonna be elevated as a woman as far as that man's potential is if you accept that doctrine. And I'm telling you that doctrine may be flawed, because what if that man is only gonna elevate you to a level that's subpar, and you could elevate the relationship to a higher level? Now y'all both lose.
Ooh. And a lot of men don't want to see their lady pass them up, so he ain't gonna give you no game so you can pass him up. He gonna feel less than.
I gotta share something real quick. Real quick because this is important, and I want to get y'all take on this. I got to get Bam Bam back in. TM, we got Keisha in the building. I really want y'all to peep this out, because we hear a lot about the negative versions of black men, or not just black men, just men and women doing relationship. We hear about the negativity. I want to show a little bit of positivity in what I believe is a version. I don't know their relationship. I don't know these people. I really don't know these people, but I want to show you what a version of healthy relationship between men and women looks like in today's version. And I'm gonna share this real quick because I want y'all to get your take on this. This is important. This is Fantasia and her husband, right?
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
The new husband or the old?
The new husband. Yeah, let's listen to this.
A lifetime opportunity, and
Can y'all hear this?
Put it bigger.
There's been two things that I've watched you do that I was the most proud of. This movie, because you killed. And it's not just about the movie. You didn't allow Celie to come home. And I really appreciated that, because that role, to have the code switch and that capacity to come home, and I ain't gonna lie to you, I made it hard for her to play Celie. I know I did. Because every day I'm telling you beautiful, you great, you know what I mean? You gorgeous. And then you got to go on set and be something that's the opposite.
No, you made it. No, thank you for that.
Oh, word.
Yeah, because the first time I played Celia on Broadway, that was hard because I went home to that voice by myself. I went home to that voice in bad relationships. So it just made it even worse.
I wasn't having that.
I thank you, baby.
That moment. And when you sang with the orchestra at the Kennedy Center, and it's more precious to me because y'all didn't get to see it. You know what I mean? I just share a lot.
Pause it real quick. what you hear is a man that is pouring into
his woman.
into his wife. And he's not leading from a space of diminishing her to build himself. This is important. And
He
what's
not stepping
happening,
on her to
bro?
step up.
Yeah, bro, because you got to understand, it's a lot of women, bro, that are powerful in their own right. They're smart in their own right. They're and a lot of women culturally have been led to believe that they got to diminish themselves to increase a man, right? When the truth is, bro, you can big your woman up, right? You can big your woman up if your ego is not centered in her validating you, and it's centered more so in how you validate yourself. I want to hear from the panel on this, man, because this is important. You know, I know we got Keisha in the building. I know Bam Bam was shaking his head. What's your thoughts on that clip, Bam Bam? And then I want to get Keisha in on this.
We need some more women, man. Women, y'all pull up. We talking about y'all now.
Oh no, it's for real. It's for real. But I feel like you gotta validate each other, but you gotta have it in yourself first. Like before my wife think I'm him, I think I'm him. But I know that if I'm him and I'm with her, she gotta be her. Like, cause I wouldn't marry anyone who I would believe was equal to me as far as can bring as much to the table. Now I don't believe men and women are equal, but I believe in our relationship we both bring 100% of something different. You know what I'm saying? And I think I don't got to devalue her, so I feel like I'm, great. I feel like by her having value, her being confident, her feeling herself, it made me look better every day.
Kiki,
I like that.
What's your thoughts on that, Kiki? What's your thoughts on that man feeling extremely confident and pouring into his wife, which some people would perceive it as zero ego. Like he was literally pouring into that woman. And some people would even argue that woman, right, from how we look at society, she's in a bigger position than him. A lot of men wouldn't be able to do that. What's your thoughts on that?
Good morning. You guys can hear me okay?
Absolutely.
Yes, ma'am.
I think that's kind of what I would expect. My parents have been married for 50 some odd years. And even though my dad very much wore the pants, he was able to tell my mother or tell anybody what she was good at, what he loved about her, without gushing or whatever. I'm not saying Fantasia's man was gushing, but I have only been in relationships where I was, I was given my flowers, but I also have been, all the relationships that I've been in, I've also earned more. I've accomplished more than my mate. So I don't see anything wrong with what he was doing. And I don't think it makes him a simp or whatever other argument there could be. I think that just is it's a good example of a very loving, equal relationship. So I think he recognizes what her strengths are, what her job is, without taking away from her, because he knows that it makes them stronger together if he continues to support her. You saw when she said initially, I guess when she was married to her first husband, that it was harder because she didn't get that at home, even though she was playing the same role. It was like almost night and day experience. So I commend him to be able to do that and kind of let her stay in that light so that she can be great.
What happened? You mentioned something critical, Keisha. You said that none of the men that you've been with you've made more money than all of them. You've been more productive than all of them. Why do you believe that is?
I think what I tend to gravitate towards, because I've been asking myself this too, because they haven't been the greatest partners. But I think because of what my father was able to show me and what I was able to see in my own household, there was something that I was able to look for that didn't rely on money, because I felt like, oh, well, I've been provided for. by my dad, I didn't necessarily look for that in a mate. I looked for more of an emotional connection, a more supportive connection, just because of the way I am, the things I think about. I need more of like a supportive cheerleader type of person, someone that can help me boost my confidence or assure me that I'm making the right decisions. So it was never about how much money he made. To me, that wasn't my focus when I was seeking those relationships.
So what do you need right now?
I need that.
Break it down. So what all would you look for? What all would you need in a soulmate or mate right now?
I mean, I don't like to say I wish I had a relationship like X, Y, or Z, because you really don't know what that's like when the cameras are off. But that type of support, that type of encouragement, but also more of a teammate, not just a team member, someone that can be the captain, can make the plays, someone that I can trust. And our friend AG likes to say that women need to rest. I don't necessarily need to not do anything. I don't like to not do anything, but I do need.
So you want to have the option.
I want to have the option because I'm a great team player. I'm a great teammate. I have a lot of ideas, and what I found is that there was someone I used to date that, here's like almost a perfect example. Someone I used to date in college, didn't finish college, really wasn't really that much of a student, like, going after it. He left. I remember he was living with me for a little while, and that was all well and good. And then he disappeared for a while. He's like a movie producer now. He does well for himself. But what I can see in our dynamic is he thinks I'm one of the smartest women that he knows. If I am with him, or if we hang out, he trusts my decisions. He wants me to lead, not because like lead and pay, but he trusts my direction just as much as I trusted him. And so I was able to kind of, I guess, I don't know if there would have been submission at that point because we were very equal, but that kind of support, because if wherever I go, I don't have to take my wallet out. I don't have to drive. I don't have to open a door, which is how I think it should be. But something more of a leader and someone that would be able to take the reins and let me, like you said, have an option to do what I need to do for my family and myself.
And we need to put a poll up. We need to put a poll. Does women want the option to rest? When we talk about rest, like guys say, you don't have to go to work. I got everything. The guy said, I see that you don't like to really wash dishes. How about we hire a maid or somebody to wash the dishes? Do y'all want that option? Does ladies want that option? Or y'all rather be out here working, have to work? Because a lot of people say, in this world that we live in today, you need two incomes. Should the man figure out how can we make more money, or should you have to work to be that second income? What's your thoughts about that? Because I think the men that we're talking about, Byron, they go in the house and be like, you gotta do something. You gotta make more money because the stuff that we're trying to do, we need you to go make more money. You know what I'm saying? I think relationships these days are pushing women to work harder, to work as equal as the man.
Well, I would say that honestly, women are pushing themselves. I think women are pushing themselves to work.
Why you say that?
Well, because women are losing faith in their ability to rely on men. They've been lost faith. Most women don't trust in their ability to rely on a man.
Oh my God!
Yeah, most women.
What do you think that come from?
A long time ago. Yeah, that's old news.
Where do you think that comes from, though?
Well, it comes from the facts. It comes from the fact that we have not seen healthy households in a very long time. Like how many broken homes do we see? So let's say, for instance, Bam Bam, right? Bam Bam say he grew up in a healthy household. Keisha grew up in a healthy household. I grew up in a healthy household. You did, right? But how many of our friends did?
Not many. Shit. I'd probably say one. That's it.
Out of all of them that you grew up with. Bam Bam, what about you? How many of your friends grew up in a healthy household with you?
Man, we were like the Cosbys.
Y'all took everybody in.
Hey, and you know, the sad thing is you get shamed for growing up in a healthy household.
Facts. Because you're
Yep.
abnormal.
Yeah, people, Nick, you don't know no struggle. You ain't like us. You got two parents. What?
Everybody struggle, man. It's just different type of struggle.
Hey, that struggle different when you don't get food stamps.
Ooh. So let's wake this up. Let's wake this up, right? So on top of the fact that this is my thing. We know that a lot of men are, I believe that men have not evolved to a space to where they understand that, number one, this 2023 version of a woman has to be treated a different way going into relationship with her. She just has to be, because she does not need you. She does not need you, despite what a lot of people may want to believe. This new woman does not need you to take care of her like that. She don't. And on top of that, she's driven. She's ambitious on her own. And she's smart enough to do a lot of things with or without you, and in some cases, even better than you.
You in her way.
So my question is, why would men not look to this woman, this new version of a woman who is independent in her own right, who is smart in her own right, who can provide for herself? Why wouldn't this man view her as an asset, and instead he's viewing her as a threat? Why do you believe men today, right, by way of what we hear about in the red pill community, right? Why do men view that woman as a threat instead of an asset? That's what I want to know. Oh, what's your thoughts on that?
Because, man,
You broke up.
I'm bet y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, as you stated before, this red pill stuff, a man don't want to be led by a woman. You know what I'm saying? He feel he's not going to be respected if his lady is giving him direction to be better. Because at the end of the day, we've been taught that that's our responsibility. But men in 2024, they don't have that. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of women do. At the end of the day, women are smarter than men. So if you struggle, you got to get a woman that you can trust that can help you be a better man. But it's important that if she help you be a better man, once you be a better man, you got to help her as well. But a lot of men, they feel like they're insecure about that. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
Ego. The ego.
But
go ahead.
And I think I forgot to mention, I'm a single parent, so I do a lot on my own. Have worked multiple jobs. I'm constantly working. That's why I said what I wanted. But also, I think that dynamic between the person I was talking about, and I think that might be why I get one of the reasons why I get the level of respect from him, because when he was down, I was supportive. When he was in the architecture lab, I used to bring food. I used to, you know what I mean? I was able to not have to completely rely on him for everything. So when the tables have turned now and he's making more than me and has more opportunities, I guess it's easier for him. And I don't know if that's a trust thing. I know you mentioned trust. I think that might be one of the reasons why some men don't feel comfortable with letting women lead. There's no trust there. And that takes time. And I'm not saying you just meet somebody and you trust them and you give them the world, because I've seen so many toxic podcasts these days. I think I was watching Welcome to Miami and I was completely disgusted by what the women were saying on there, and their attitude towards men and what men should do and how they should be. And I've never heard any of them women say what they do or why someone would acquiesce to them. But I think we had in both of the relationships that I've been in, there was a period where there was trust built. So it's easier for you to let your guard down once you get into a meaningful relationship.
Mm. I'm gonna
What's
go
your
back.
thoughts about that, B?
I got a clip. I want to share this clip.
Oh, you clipped up.
Yeah, I'm clipped up. I'm clipped up today. Hold on.
Hey, man, if y'all enjoying today's content, make sure you hit the like button, man.
Yeah.
We're struggling in that department.
Hit the like button. Share this. I want to get y'all thoughts on this. I got to get y'all thoughts on this because it goes back to this whole submission, that whole dynamic, right? It goes to that dynamic. So again, speaking to the same concept. Let's listen.
A lot of people give me more credit than what's deserved, right? You see some posts or comments, whatever. People do things and they be like, "So glad Kendall came in your life. I'm so glad you healed." Whoop the whoop the whoop, right? Please understand, I didn't heal my wife. All right. Just for those who are already in a situation and you've already crossed behind enemy lines and you're in love and you have these traumas, I didn't heal my wife. As a husband, what I'm supposed to do is manage, orchestrate, and create the right environment for her to process through it safely, intelligently, accurately, and securely on her own, because you can't rob any man or woman of their journey of self-discovery. You can't be God. So I can't get that credit. Your man, your woman can't get that credit. But what I was responsible for was creating a safe environment so that she could hear from God, that she could find herself, that she could try new things, that she could take more control in a safe environment where I will protect her and make.
Damn. So he providing a safe space, man. He giving his lady peace so she could think and operate at the highest level.
Facts.
But most men ain't doing it.
Well, most men gonna want the credit. Most men are going to not want to empower, because you got to understand, he was speaking empowerment to that lady, right? He was speaking individual power to that lady. Because here's the thing, a lot of men in that same situation would want to take that credit for themselves. Yeah. I did this for you. Yeah. I made this happen for you. Nah, he said, you know what? I did not make this happen. I opened a space and created a safe space for you to be able to make it happen for you, and empowered her to be that person who helped heal herself. And I think the reason why I'm bringing up these clips is because I think it represents a new version of relationship, of doing relationship. You know what? Let me say this. Let me say it like this. I believe it represents the evolution of what relationship should look like in 2024 and beyond, where men and women both submit to each other. And I'm not speaking from just my, just saying this. Here's the thing, and I've said this on BOB many times, and a lot of people know this. I grew up in a household where my mom was more the leader in my household. Listen to me. I grew up in a household where my mom was more the leader in our household. And my dad was similar to the man that was in the clip that we just saw, in the sense of my dad supported my mom. He didn't rob my mom. He didn't look to rob my mom of her own independence, her own power, right? But he supported her in her intelligence, in her discernment, right? Now, obviously, all women have their emotional versions, right? Where women can, they can lose themselves in emotion at times. And that's where I think men are great, in the sense that we can help balance. Yeah, we can help balance those emotions, but those emotions don't negate her intelligence. Those emotions don't diminish her ability to still lead. It's just when she has those emotional moments, that manly God and light is there to kind of help maintain that certain structure. What's your thoughts on a version of dual submission, right? And especially in 2023 and beyond, 2024 and beyond. What's your thoughts on that? I know we got Darby in the building, we got TM, we got Ashanti in the building. I definitely got to hear from her. Bam, bam.
We got Darby.
Yeah, man, I got to hear this.
Darby's in the chat, man. We got to hear from Darby, man. We got to hear from. Let's go with the lady though, man. Let's go with the lady first, man.
Yeah,
Ashanti.
ladies first.
Ashanti.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on this conversation?
Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Yes, so I definitely I agree with what you're saying. I think like I grew up in a household very similar to kind of what you're describing, and so I do though think that there is that fine line though too, in a sense, is where I think it takes a man being very secure and confident within himself, though, because sometimes I think that's what stands in the way. And when kind of like you said, not robbing your mom or feeling a certain type of way because she has that intelligence or ability to lead better in certain aspects, because I do think that that's just the reality. If you even look at studies on women and leadership and all of that, like sometimes we just do lead better in certain things. Like I'm married, and so for me, I've always had a very business mindset, and so yeah, my husband is very well when it comes to like saving and things like that. But as far as like I lead better when it comes to, okay, how do we make this money grow or whatever the case may be. But I think it takes both parties being very confident within themselves as well.
Oh, Darby, what's your take on that, man?
You know what's crazy, bro? I've been thinking about this damn thing, this topic, since y'all had Priscilla on here. Because I was pissed off at the performance of the fellas last week. I just couldn't talk. But all right. So to answer your question, you're talking about men submitting to women and women submitting to men. Brother, we've been supposed to did that. That's how this whole thing's supposed to go. Like, here's the thing: women are the multipliers, right? Men do receive vision, and women receive vision. However, if you are under God's tutelage, whatever the vision is, and you truly seeking God, y'all will follow under both discernment, right? So here's my thing: we ain't here to just be men and she do everything that we supposed to. That she do everything that we tell her to do. That don't make sense. You can't build a house by yourself. That's why there's a foundation. There's two people in there. A house band, a husband is supposed to keep the band of the house together. The woman is supposed to manage the house. The woman is supposed to take care of everything that goes into the house and create a home, right? The man is the protector and provider, and so on and so forth. And the woman provides a home for the man and family. But the thing is, though, people got the world the world fucked up as far as how that's supposed to go, because we see here in Atlanta, Housewives of Atlanta, Housewives of Atlanta, Housewives of Los Angeles, and all this that dictate how that's supposed to look. Now, the reason why this topic, I'm passionate about relationships and how this thing goes is because, one, I have a daughter. Two, I desire to be married again. I'm not married yet, but I'm in a relationship. And thirdly, it's just like what people got on a view of where the world's supposed to go as far as like black households, bro. We got it fucked up. We got it fucked up because money became the foundation of the household. Money became the foundation, not the relationship. Money did. And now that people see that the pandemic happened when money run out, oh, was the relationship, did it have a solid foundation? No, it didn't. Because as soon as the money ran out, the relationship ran out, right? That happened in 07, 08 recession as well. So my thing is that make it make sense to where you have to have a solid relationship of what each other wants in the household and how you want your relationship to go, so you can keep that marriage going. Like, marriage ain't the goal no more. We don't see Family Matters. We don't see Bill Cosby in there. We don't see all the other TV shows that had successful black marriages and so on and so forth. So I really don't think necessarily that black people have a problem with hosting a good marriage. We just continue not seeing the positive ones. We just continue seeing the bullshit that's been put on TVs and on these radio stations. So I'm gonna land there for a second, let that breathe, but I can keep going.
Man, that's a lot right there. When the money run out, the relationship run out. I ain't gonna lie. The ladies get a little snappy if you ain't got no dollar, man.
That's a fact.
But what is that? So when a man can't produce money, is that like, what is that showing? Like, for women, if a man can't produce income, he can't provide money, what does that tell you about that man? Let me hear from Ashanti or Keisha.
Let me clip in on that real quick. Let me clip in on that real quick, O'Neal. Because
talk about it.
When we say, okay, men are supposed to make the money, right? And bring it in. I'm all fine and well with that. But no wife of mine is not going to just be a housewife. She's going to work in the business. The reason why is because we all in our 30s. Most of us in our 30s, in our 40s and plus, whatever. People are dying young every day. So if I run this multi-million-dollar business, you don't know what the hell's going on in this business and how it's ran because your ass wanted to sit up pretty and not do a damn thing. And all of a sudden, I die, and you don't know how the hell this business run. And that shit goes to shit. And then the kids, y'all got to start all over. What you going to do? Find another man and try to find another rich dude or whatever? That don't make sense to me. That's not a true house foundation. That's not a true house foundation.
Now we got to talk about that because I'm the same way. Like every business that I have, well, really the real estate business, my wife know how to do that shit. She the property manager.
Right.
I made her learn how to fix credit. She used to run a credit repair business. She know how to get business credit. So as a man, that's what go back to the beginning. We have to teach our lady how to elevate. We got to educate our lady how to elevate. And a lot of men these days can't teach their women new skills, bro.
I don't know, because you
can't teach that lady no new skills.
No, you're not wrong about that. But niggas been hustlers ever since. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas been, hey, babe, let me show you how to break down this weed. Let me show you how to break down this crack or whatever. Like it might not be good business, but
it's still business.
Huh?
But hustle.
So yeah, it might not be good business, but it's still business.
It's still business. So I don't want to say men don't necessarily know how to teach the women, but in this day and age, bro, like we don't have women like Keisha's or Ashley's or Crystal's up here that actually want to learn business for themselves. You know, we don't have those, you know, and now they just want to sit pretty, take Instagram pictures and be Instagram models. And I keep telling people, man, these Instagram models ain't getting married. They not getting married. These fat asses ain't getting married. These big titties ain't getting married. These are toys. And they get played with and put it to the side. They can't run no household because they got nuts and bolts loose in the brain. Keep it a bean. So that's what I'm saying. Like when it says like, can men lead women? I for sure 110%. But is a women willing to be led? Do women really want to be a wife? Do they know how to create a home? And so, and same for the man. Do you desire to be a husband? Because the things that you desire to be, you become. You start to put the practice in by building yourself up. So that it's all the mindset. It's all the mindset change. So that's the thing. So if you desire to be such, you will become, because you will desire that mindset change. So that's the whole narrative of relationships and how these things are supposed to go. Because you want to be married, but do you want to put that work in? Like O'Neal, like just last year, you just said, you know, you realized that you didn't put that much time into your family. You had damn, I need to regroup. And put some more time back to my family because this work was getting them outside of me. So that's what I'm saying, though. You regrouped yourself, you gathered yourself, and you brought that back. So I really think it's there. but you just have to have that desire to want to be a husband or a wife. And I'll land there.
A
I
wife.
think it's mindset too, Darby. Like that's what I was gonna say. O'Neal, though, I agree with what you said about it's a man being able to provide his woman with like those tools and new ways to grow. You're absolutely right. I feel like that is very important. And but to Darby's point, like a lot of men, like they know how to hustle and all of that, but I more often do not see men stepping into that role and shifting, which I think is a mindset issue, and figuring out, okay, so then how do I use this now in business? And yeah, I do think definitely today there are a lot of women that are still stuck in this whole, they're hopping on this Instagram model train and all of that. However, I do think that I still, especially I think in our communities, I do feel like I see more women that kind of step up and take in the household of, oh, okay, so here's this new thing. Like, even if you think about it,
That's a fact.
conferences
Oh, you're getting somewhere
and
now.
things like that. Even at churches, they say it all the time. It's if you have a men's event, it ain't as packed. If you call the women out, who's going there? Who's going up there? Who's going to show up? Who's learning the new things? Who's excited? Like, because in full transparency, I will be totally honest, really, to the things that my husband knows today when it comes to especially just business and personal growth, and like things that have now become like a rule or a mandatory thing within our family, that came from me, like my mindset, and because of the way that the things I started uncovering and learning. And he just realized like, oh crap. So yeah, I think that it's a mindset shift, but I also think, okay, so we're in this culture today where you got all these different podcasts and you got men who jump on this train to jump and be on the woman's side for clicks or likes, and then you got women who do the same thing for me, more for a bait thing. And so sometimes you do find people, what about those people that have grown together? And maybe the woman has always been the one to inspire that man, and he's grown into a man. And I do feel like sometimes the world can make a man feel less than, especially a Black man, because he's had to grow into that. And which I do think is just things from history that have caused that. But you have that plays a factor as well. But I do think it's very important. Yes, it doesn't have to be that a man is making a certain dollar amount, but are you willing to shift your mindset to grow and lead me? And you're also not going to sit here and watch me dog crawl or watch me just do it all while you're like, no, you're going to put some type of effort in figuring this out with me.
So
Ashanti,
I'm happy you mentioned that.
yeah,
Let me
jump
preach
in.
on something real quick. I'm happy you mentioned that because me and Byron spoke on that yesterday. When it comes to our education business, we see more women joining and more women successful. Wait a minute. The men got to stop playing the PS5, the Xbox. Bro, that is whack, man. I'm sorry. If you ain't making no money on Twitch and all that other stuff, come on, dog. While you playing the game, I gotta be honest, your woman is probably looking at another man on Instagram that's successful.
Ooh.
We gotta keep it real.
Ooh.
Can I jump in too?
We gotta keep it a buck. We gotta keep it a buck. Go ahead, Keish.
I want to take it off the internet for a while. I don't fully, first of all, I love you, Darby. I don't fully agree with what Darby was saying, only because those women are getting married. They may be marrying men that are lost, but they're getting married.
What are you talking about? The BBLT?
Yeah, there's a couple of them that are getting married, which always boggles my mind. But
Nah, Keisha, they ain't get married. I ain't gonna lie, Keisha. I'm on the side with Darby.
No, that's fine. I'm not. That's not where my point is stopping. But yeah, I mean, they see, what do they call them, pick-me's or what have you. They're pick-me's for a reason. Somebody is choosing these women for whatever reason. I don't know. I'm not saying it's to make a home or whatever, but they're getting chose for some reason. But whether they get married, I have no idea. But
They trophies.
they might be trophies. I mean, I'm not considered a trophy. I've been
No.
single.
When I say trophies, like you bring them to events, y'all go to dinner, y'all
I
have
don't know.
sex,
I'm not
and that's a wrap.
That's for you guys to school us about. I have no idea. I don't keep company with men like that. I don't. It's just how my life is set up. I don't find them. I don't go out to the clubs and all that kind of stuff. So, but I'm just gonna take it off of the internet for a while and look at my real life, like around the people that I'm surrounded with, and the dads that I know are actually very active in their children's life. They do make a way for themselves. They do have jobs. They're ambitious. They're just single. But what I was trying to say is, even the women that I know, I don't know a bunch of pick-me's or people who go get a lot of fillers in their butt or their face. They're also working as well. So I don't think that it's about one not necessarily working all the time. I'm not saying it's one not wanting to work at all. I think the together part, like everybody is so independent, men and women. The one that I am around, the one that I see in my daily life, I can't really base it off of Instagram because it's a distraction, and your algorithm, that's why you're seeing whatever you're seeing. I don't know what you're clicking on or what you're liking, but that might be why you're seeing what you're seeing. But the people, the men and women that I know in my real life every day are working, are trying to do better. They're just doing it independently. And there's like some chasm, there's some gap as to why they don't want to do it together. I don't know what it is that's preventing people from getting together and building, but most of the people that I have experience with are doing something, but independently. I know my trainers, they build a community with Black men every day. Now, I mean, it's in the gym. I don't know what they're doing outside of their life, but when we are not in the gym and say we have like a gathering or something, they got their head on straight. But again, they're doing it independent of women, and women are doing it independent of men. So I'm not sure if it's because of what everybody's seeing on the internet, why everyone is afraid to get together. But in my sphere of life, in my social circle, I'm not exactly seeing what Darby described. I see a lot of women wanting to be, I don't know if they want to be a wife, but they're looking for companionship, and the men are just simply not available to us emotionally or otherwise. And I'm not sure why that is.
They probably got the men available. Women choose to pick the wrong man. You know what
Darby,
I'm
what's
saying?
your thoughts on that?
Women tend to pick the wrong guy.
So there is women. I'm starting to see that word companionship used a lot for women. Because I think that they're afraid of that full commitment of possibly looking stronger than a man financially in business. I've seen that before. I know a lot of wealthy Black women here in Charlotte, right? And it was like, I just want companionship because they done dated, Black lawyers who made good money, but she was a judge. One lady was a detective, but he was like a little lower than her. They was attracted to each other, but I think there is male ego out there to where men feel a certain type of way if the woman makes more money, and women don't want to be in that position. They just like, listen, if you can provide everything I need and you still got a good income, we can make that work. But I think some men have egos to where they just like, I need to make more than my woman. So I would say to an extent, Keisha's right in this is some aspect of it, but as far as like women wanting to commit, and that granted, Keisha, I'm not taking a shot at your age because I think you're in the 40+ range. I think women are in that age. Once they cross 40 and are single, I think that's all they're looking for, because a lot of men in that age range aren't looking for a wife like that because they might have had kids already. They might have had previous marriage that they didn't like. They probably been on marriage 2, and they ain't trying to be on marriage number 3. So there's a lot of things that goes on with that scenario, as far as like women making a lot of money, they're smarter, and men just have an ego and wanting to look like the top dog. Where honestly, people just want somebody to come home to that they can feel safe, connected with, and just don't have to put their guard up like they do out there in the world.
Keisha, what's your thoughts on that?
I mean, I can't disagree with his viewpoint of what he sees in his world. For me, I mean, yes, I'm 40 something, but and I've never been married, but I tend to I don't know. I think because of what I've seen, not necessarily because I've had a bad experience in a relationship, why I don't want to be in one, but it's just what I've been able to do for myself. I don't need to be married to do any more things, and I think that companionship is really just maybe people just don't see the value in the traditional marriage, but they want the partnership. I think the other day we had a guest on that was talking about women not needing men. And that's true. We don't need you. I mean, a lot of us would just love to have someone there to share with, not necessarily that it's a necessity in order to elevate in life or anything like that. That's kind of where I am. I don't have anything against marriage. It's not something I'm looking for at this stage of the game. I don't know. I mean, it to each his own. It just depends. I mean, a lot of it will come from your past experience, what you're looking for moving forward. Maybe if you feel like you missed out, you want that experience, and maybe you feel like you've done so much, you don't need the experience. But I think, it just I don't think anybody really wants to be lonely. So however that's set up is how.
So real quick, you're not interested in marriage at all. Is that your take?
I'm not against marriage, but is it something that I'm like, oh, I can't wait to get married? Nah, I'm not looking to.
So when did you get out of that? Because I'm sure at one point you wanted to get married, you were striving for marriage. At what point did you be like, I'm not even interested in that at this moment?
My experience with, like, sometimes I think about, what if I had married my kid's dad? I'd be
Lord.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? That wouldn't have boded well for me. It wouldn't have. Because he is who he is, and that would have changed, I think, if we were married or not. He's still the same person. But I would say my past experience with my past relationships, it's not something, even though I came from my parents have been married, they're still married. It wasn't anything that made me want to run out and, like, I don't think that I need that for where I am. But I'm not against it. It's just something that I feel it complicates things more than anything else.
So I would say, oh, go ahead.
No.
I thought you were
able to just do a lot on my own. I just would like to not have to always come home and just have only my kids to talk to. Because when they get up and leave, then I'm just in here doing what? Nothing. I ain't doing nothing in here. That's no fun. But that's just the type of person I am. I like to have someone there to talk to do things with. Everything is not always fun alone. It's not always the move. You know what I mean? And sometimes your friends don't have time for you. I mean, it's all good.
So you want your specific person.
I want my specific person. I don't know if God is just saving him somewhere out here. He's still in the factory somewhere building because for everything that I've been through and as long as I've waited, he got to be the shit for me to be with.
It's still some good brothers out there though, Keisha. Yeah, you know what I mean? But the thing is though, right? This is why I don't want to say I press on marriage, but the reason why I love marriage because it creates that sacredness, right? That that even though we know married people cheat or whatever, but when you feel like you found your person, the one that you want to shoot the shit with, talk about your day, be vulnerable with, be transparent with, you just got that person that you can call at any given moment and pick up the phone. And that's a different type of feeling to where you got somebody to rely on, because let's be honest, entrepreneurship and being in this world, period, is a lonely place. right? And when you got your person that you know is going to pick up the phone at any given moment, that's going to be there, that's something that you cannot take for granted. So, but when people say, I just want companionship, you're leaving that door open for not only him being your companion, but him being somebody else's companion, and you being somebody else's companion as well. And like, hey, I'm over at such and such house today, or I ain't got time for you today, blah blah blah. So it's kind of like leaving the door open for the opportunity of, hey, we ain't committed or we ain't married, so I ain't got to be there 24/7. But I think just that the sacredness of marriage, period, I think it brings a different type of feeling to your home.
Let's wake this up, because Tam put in the chat, she put marriage is what two people make it. And she said, people romanticize what they think marriage is until you get married.
Oh,
Hey, Keisha.
Yes, and I was gonna say that.
Who's that? Koja?
Yes, hey everybody, but hey specifically Keisha.
Oh, what's
Keisha
up?
is a bad chick. Everybody be scared of Keisha. But I just wanted to pop up here and say, Keisha, don't feel no pressure. Take your time. Because people do over romanticize marriage, and the worst feeling in the world is being in a marriage and feeling alone. So continue to do you. And
do you have experience with that?
Yeah, I was wanting to do. I've been married before. I'm presently getting divorced.
So did you feel alone in your marriage?
I'm presently getting divorced. I got married in 2019, and this is my second marriage. And I waited a long time for the second marriage because I was like, this is my last time doing it, and don't feel no pressure. Because I like the second time is going to be the last time, but don't feel no pressure. And the worst feeling in the world is being married and still feeling alone. It feels fun in the beginning, but just wait it out. And I ain't gonna say if it don't happen, it don't happen, but just wait it out and take your time. Don't feel
So
no
what
pressure.
happened? So, if I can ask you, what happened in your relationship to make you feel alone?
It was nice in the beginning, the used car salesman smile, and then the mask dropped. And I guess you would call it a pandemic relationship. I don't know, but the mask dropped and no longer was nice. And then when you thought you were two people that were building, and like we're gonna build this from the ground up, and one person kept building and another person didn't. So the mask dropped. I kept building.
So let's talk about that. This is exactly what we're talking about. So he wasn't providing the value that you needed, correct?
No, we both came in, and then people do enough work in the beginning, and then it's like another person stopped, and they stop, and and so they stop. So just take your time, take your time, and then maybe you stay longer than you.
I've been there before. Definitely been there before.
What kind of expectations did you have on him that he wasn't providing for you?
I had the expectation of the same expectations that we met when we sat down and talked about what we were going. We talked about it, what we're going to do, and we made agreements. And then if you decide to change the agreement, things we agreed upon midway, then you do get to change your mind. I'm not saying you don't get to change your mind. You do get to change your mind. But I also I don't have to hold up to the agreement if you don't hold up your part. And it's fine. It's fine. Except I'm not going to continue to hold up my part of the agreement and you don't hold up yours. And that's okay. It's okay. And so you're going to change your mind. And I'm going to continue to build on my own. And that's okay. Damn. But and that's okay. And people get to change their mind. And you don't get to eat off of what I build. And that's okay.
So in my opinion, I think this is why a lot of relationships fail. Men say whatever they gotta say to get what they want, but they don't stay true to their word. That's what Byron was saying earlier. Just like us.
It's okay. The bait and switch is okay. You can bait and switch.
What are some of
No,
those
that's
And
agreements
then
y'all
I get
have?
to switch up too.
No.
I
That's all we're
disagree,
saying. A lot of
O'Neal. I
a
think,
lot of relationships
well,
struggling because of that. We
well,
gotta keep it.
yes,
You gotta keep it real though. Men say
you're
I'm gonna do this,
right.
I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do that, and they never come through.
You're right. However, I'm going to put some weight on us as women as well. See, I've been married and divorced before. And I will say the reason why I attracted where I was at is, well, because people tell you who they are. We don't listen. And people do have their own type of, they romanticize the idea of marriage. They think that it's going to be one way. They don't really have aligning values or views. Like, people avoid having those hard conversations. And so then how we get mad in a sense as women, because for one, we may have not even found ourselves or even decided what we truly believe when it comes to marriage. And so, of course, when the tides come rolling in, it's like, oh, like I can't do this, no more. And we live in that type of society. And honestly, I believe that people avoid marriage because people don't want accountability. So people who do
Ooh.
not, because marriage is think about it. Someone is mirroring you every day. You can't, somebody's gonna call you out if you constantly talking about you want to be this and be that, but you're not putting no work in it. People don't, it's having to literally face yourself because somebody else sees you. And people just in today's world, they say they want healing, they say they want all of this, but they really don't want that, because that requires you having to be held accountable to a certain standard. And at the end of the day, marriage is work. Like, people, we're constantly going to change. You should always be changing. But what happens when someone dies? What happens when life happens? What happens when jobs go? Does that mean because that will change naturally a person in the way that they think or they're even behaving? Does that mean that you just, oh, I ain't got time for it no more, you know? So I do think also accountability is a huge reason why a lot of women are backing out, as well as men too.
And that would be great. That would be great if I changed what I was doing. If I changed and I didn't live up to my commitments, and that's why I said bait and switch. If I had changed and I didn't live up to my
What was some
commitments,
of those commitments, if you don't mind?
Yeah, just a few.
I'm not going to be no single breadwinner. That's not what I agreed to.
Whoa,
And if you
whoa,
decided,
whoa.
and if
So
you
you was
decided,
what he was?
if you decided that we were going to do this, and you decided you was not gonna pay bills and stuff anymore, and that's what we started out, and you were not going to do this, and I'm not going to do that. So you decided mid-marriage you weren't going to do it anymore, and I decided I'm not going to be no submissive breadwinner. That's not going to happen. You were doing this, and you slowly backed out, and I slowly said I'm not doing this.
So hold on. Whoa. Before you go too far. So initially, y'all both have jobs, and then he got fired or he quit, and he's like, "Man, it's all
No,
on
he
you."
ain't get fired or he didn't quit. We bought a house. He decided he wasn't going to pay bills.
So hold on.
And he didn't.
Once he left his job, how long did it take him to find a new job?
He didn't leave his job. What are you talking about? He decided he wasn't going to pay bills, and I decided that's what.
So he just stopped paying bills. Period.
Yes.
But he was still working, making money, but he just wasn't paying bills.
Yes.
Oh,
been there.
Wow.
My story.
Hold on. Somebody say been there.
What do you call this type of man?
Future ex-husband.
Ooh.
That happened to me.
So, you know, this is what I was talking about.
Listen,
earlier.
I have a daughter. I have a daughter. I'm never gonna be. I have a daughter. I'm never not with him. I'm never gonna be homeless. I'm never gonna pay my bills.
Can I ask a question?
So me not paying bills is never an option.
Can I ask a question?
But me staying married is an option.
Can I ask a
So we're
question?
getting divorced.
Can I ask
I
a
got a
question?
question for you real quick.
Mhm.
Go ahead, Darby.
Was he paying bills
Yes.
the first part of the marriage?
Yes.
He said what he had to say. He did what he had to do to get married. That's what I
No,
was
no,
saying
no, no,
earlier.
no, no,
Yes.
no, 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 no,
No,
no,
we
no,
didn't live
no.
together
Hold on,
before the marriage.
wait. So after y'all was married, after y'all moved in, everything was copacetic. Let's say first year of the marriage, he paying
Yes.
bills, everything smooth. Second year, okay, what year of the marriage did he stop paying bills?
After the first year and a half.
After the first year and a half,
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
what shifted after the first year and a half?
I will say this here. There was definitely something that's shifted. Some
Infidelity?
people, we went to visit his dad. His dad was a whore. It was like a night and day. And
Okay.
all of a sudden, in March of 2021, we went to visit his dad. And literally, I had never met his dad.
Mhm.
Literally that night, we started arguing in March of 2021.
Mhm.
And it never got back on track. From March of 2021, it started argument that day, that
Okay,
night.
so what
I
was
don't
it about
know.
that trip?
We went to. I was like, hey, it's 10 o'clock at nighttime. It was in Miami. We live like 2 hours away from Miami. I'm like, hey, I got to go to work tomorrow. It's time. You ready to go? I guess he
Mhm.
wasn't ready to go.
Mhm.
They were drinking, and I was like, it's time to go.
Mhm.
On the way home, I saw us changing the dynamics,
Mhm.
and we went home. And literally that weekend, we started arguing. From there, it was like night and day, a switch. We went to marriage counseling
Mhm.
from there, and we were going to divorce
Was it any
in July.
infidelity? Was it any infidelity or thoughts
I
of
think
infidelity?
I really think what I really think was that when you're single for a while and a long time, and then now you have parameters in place, and his dad was a hangout type of guy, and now maybe, I don't know. I think maybe it was. I think maybe he
On
was used
your
to a
side or
certain
his
level of.
side?
All right. So the
I
reason
don't
why
know. I can't say yay or nay. I think when you're used to a certain level of freedom, and now you saying you have to come home, and then you maybe got your dad saying, "Oh, you can't stay out all night no
right,
more. You can't do
right,
this,"
the influence,
and you
the
can't
influence.
stand up to that peer pressure of, "Oh, you got to be in the house. Oh, you can't stay out all night." And
See,
they're like, "No, you can't stay out all night. No, married people come home." And
this is where I get to. This is why I ask questions, right? This is why I ask questions because people don't believe in the power of the spirit of influence, right?
yeah,
Like
I do believe that.
because and you have to have that type of discernment, especially when you're in your marriage, because like I said, marriage is sacred, and when people are married, you come up under a covenant, and if you're spiritually led, then you know that can be attacked at all angles. So if his dad was, let's say, a Rolling Stone, and that night y'all went to go visit his dad for the first time, which is crazy that you met him for the first time after y'all got married. You probably would have picked that up beforehand, that his dad probably carried that type of spirit. Now that he'd have put that influence on your future ex-husband, that did carry over. Ain't no woman gonna tell me, my dad raised me like this. I see my dad, he ain't get controlled
But
by
we
the
ain't
woman.
young. We
Huh?
ain't young. We good old people. We old.
Don't matter. Don't matter. Don't matter.
So
As long as you're alive, the spirit of influence can affect you in any way, shape, or form.
would
Don't
that
matter.
be considered financial abuse?
A little bit. It can be if he's withholding his financials
Hell
from the
yeah.
household
I think
because
it is.
I
That's
want to. I
because
want
crazy.
to. I want to.
he's not adhering to the responsibilities that he agreed to. Of
That
course
is
it is.
terrible.
I want to
So
hear. I want to hear. Olivia, you with us right now?
But I really I'm really sitting out here in the parking lot at work and everything, and I really hate to have to tap out because I
It's
gotta
all
Hey,
good.
go.
It's
But
all
we
people
good.
get to
appreciate
change their
you guys for the
minds.
show.
And
We appreciate
Keisha, I want to say, hold out for the best, because there's no worse feeling than being in a relationship and being married and still feeling alone. So it does happen. So
So I want to
don't
talk
settle.
about that. I want to talk about that, but I want
We
to get to
appreciate
Olivia
you.
real
Thank
quick.
you.
Olivia, you
So how?
what's happening, Olivia? You with us? Oh shit, we lost
Olivia dropped off, man.
She dropped off. I want to talk about this real quick, right? Because we just mentioned a couple different things, right? We just heard about financial abuse. And so from a woman's perspective who've been with a man, right? Again, the title of this show, why should a woman submit to her intellectual inferior, right? Why should a woman submit? So we just heard reasons why, right? We have women who may not be as happy to sign up for relationship out of fear that what if this man put a bait and switch and put me into some financial abuse situation or physical abuse situation or whatever it may be, everything is good. And then we switch up, right? Number one, how do women even protect themselves from being able to notice those types of red flags? Number one, right? So that's number one. And then number two, like, doesn't that create some form of PTSD whenever you going into a new relationship with a man, you thinking this man gonna do a bait and switch, stop paying bills on you? Like,
I couldn't unmute. I'm sorry. I couldn't unmute.
What's up, Olivia?
What's up? I was pressing every button and ended up leaving. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, man.
What you thought about this conversation? That's what I want to know, Olivia.
This conversation is deep. I appreciate it. I love it. I'm big on, I'm not against marriage. I do see myself being married very soon, put that in the universe for sure. I'm not opposed to marriage. But I also don't, the way that I hear it being spoken about is like people make it like a definite and that's the only way for you to be able to solidify your actual love. And I don't believe that. I was raised in a 2-parent household. They're still together 33 years. My parents are not married. But what I could appreciate to them is that they stood together and raised their children together as a unit. So I think that that's important. Being together with someone that you can love and raise a family with and build with is actually really more important than just saying, hey, guess what, guys, I got married with that piece of paper, even though I do believe marriage is beautiful. Not everybody wants to be married. Not everybody wants the government in their business. Not everybody wants to have a paper to solidify their love. But a lot of people do want to keep that family unity going. So that's the only thing I really wanted to elaborate on. There are definitely a lot of BBL women out there getting married. A few of them got married last year. And I was like, oh shit, the fuck, they getting married? Where my man at? Because I ain't getting the BBL. But a couple of them definitely got married last year. It was all over Instagram or whatever. Why? Because, maybe they are more than just a BBL. Maybe the person that they're with got to know them. You get what I'm saying? Maybe they are more than just a BBL. Maybe they feel like they're a great mother. Maybe they feel like they can help them make more money and they're in the same field so they can do that. So I don't want to sit here and say BBL women are not getting married. I've seen it like crazy last year as well. And a few of them actually got engaged. So that's just my thing. Love marriage, not against marriage. If you want to get married, go ahead and get married. But if you don't want to be married and you do want to bring children into it, make sure that's going to be a partner that you can see yourself with lifelong, where you can at least build a family with the children involved. Everybody say marriage. What about the kids? You get what I'm saying? What about the kids? Because you have a 2-parent household and y'all be toxic as hell for the baby. Arguing left and right, screaming, but we got a 2-parent household though. You get what I'm saying? Like, and a lot of people in 2-parent households may have that dynamic, but then you have other issues because your father was constantly cheating on your mom and she was always crying, or your mother is a yeller, or your father was beating your mom and this and that, but at least they got to stay together as a unit, right? So my whole thing is just like, I feel like people have this thing in their mind about marriage is not really what it's cracked up to be. Find that person for you. Make sure that you guys are equally physically aligned, mentally, emotionally, whatever aligned, and then make that position and say, okay, I think that we can make this a lifelong position. Because one thing about me, I'm not getting divorced. I'm not getting divorced. It's no such thing as divorce when you come and decide that you're going to want to marry.
You're going to be outside with them slippers and that robe.
Period. I'm going to be pulling a Will and Jada.
Yo, like where you at?
I live on this side of the house. You live on that side of the house, but we're not doing no divorce, baby. You get what I'm saying? So that's just my whole thing on when it comes to that. I love marriage. I'm not against marriage, but I don't feel like that's not on everybody's plate. Shout out to my parents for not ever being married, but still together, raised me and my sister together as a unit. Shout out to them. It works for them. My mother actually was a married woman. She's a widow. You get what I'm saying? So my mother got the opportunity to be a married woman. So my whole generation upon generations was all married women. My sisters all married women. So it's just 2 of us that's left. My mom is, rushing us or whatever. But that's something that we do. That's my mom calling me right now. But that's just something that my family does. We get married, but I also see that it's not necessary to be able to build a family and have a great unit within your family. Shout out to my parents. That's all. Let me call
Olivia,
my
I got a question for you. How do you feel about these men that can't add no value to the lady?
Or if they do a bait switch, sound good at the beginning, but then they switch up.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I can't hear you. I'm gonna have to drop out and come back in.
Oh shoot.
I want to know, because here's the thing, right? You know, we talking
beautiful
about
conversation, by the way. If y'all enjoyed it, make sure you hit the like button, man. Make sure you hit the like button.
Facts. My thing is this, right? So we have on one side, we got the red pill community talking about, matter of fact,
and we are not that.
I'm gonna share what the red pill community is talking about right now. Let's do it like this. How about we do this?
Why is everyone sitting here coddling from their poor fucking decisions? If you want to be a fat hoe, fantastic, but don't expect me to sit here, bust my ass, become a sub-bitch, fucking millionaire, get my product, get my status up, and accept you, bitch. Fuck out of here. Because when I was 18 years old, playing fucking Halo, figuring out my life, no bitch would have taken me. So now that I'm up, you're down, fuck that shit. I'm going to exercise the leverage. You want to be with a guy like me? You need to be at your fucking prime. But we're in a crazy world.
So let me break down a fella like this. You know what I mean? I say a fella like, he said it when he was 19. No woman wanted him. Men that make red pill channels never had women, bro. There was never that guy. They struggled to get ladies. They struggled to get sex. So now they gotta make a podcast talking about all this different stuff. Like, come on, dog. Your vein coming out talking about ladies, man. Come on.
Your vein, not the middle vein.
Come on, bro. Like, come on.
That vein was strong as hell, dog.
Yeah. If you've been that guy, you personally struggling to get ladies, but don't put it on everybody else, man. I ain't never felt that way towards a lady, man.
He's still struggling.
He's still struggling. But now that he have money, he have ladies coming to him. You know what I'm saying?
Bruh.
But yeah, bro, if a man that never struggled with ladies is not listening to that.
But that's not a real black man, though. So let me say something real quick. We got to separate ourselves from the toxicity. Us, well-groomed, well-spoken, financially taken care of, men that want to be married. We got to separate and create a whole different dynamic and a whole different world for the positive men that actually want to better themselves. Because if we keep just looking at the toxicity shit, we're gonna be punching the air all the time. It's like, why these niggas don't get it? Because it seems like it's a crazy mindset that they stuck in. So I think we just gotta go ahead and create our own bubble of success all around and just stay in our bubble and leave them the hell alone. Because they're gonna keep popping veins in their damn head. We can't save everybody, bro.
With them veins, bro. Did you see that vein? He was
about to die.
Huh?
He was about to die.
He was about to broke out.
He was about to die. He got one more scream left in him. He was gonna go.
Bam? He ain't black. He Pakistani and associate. He don't speak for us. Like,
no.
Like that's the worst of the worst, though. I mean, that's red pill, but that's like the Priscilla of red pill.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a horrible situation, bro.
He's just as bad for men as she is for women.
Ooh.
God dang.
Yeah, it's bad, bro. But you know, as we was going back listening to Kojo, us as men, we gotta provide value, a safe space for our lady, bro. We're not doing that.
Let me tell you about that. Sorry to cut you off.
We're not doing that, bro. Like,
this is very true because so black men have not been taught very well to be emotionally intelligent. And what I mean by that is by not taking things personal on when a woman tells him to man the fuck up sometimes, right? And sometimes men need that wake up call from their women if they respect their women to wake up. You know, like, damn, I do need to get on my shit, babe. Like, it's okay to take that constructive criticism. And the reason why I say that is because what Fantasia didn't tell y'all, I know Fantasia from years ago. Met her when I was working at Barnes & Noble. She came in a store a couple times, and we actually ran across each other, and my girl knows her backup singer. Her and her husband met off of a humbug. They was out at the same club. His homeboy was trying to holler at her. He took his homeboy away because he was on some bullshit. They connected, separated, start talking. Long story short, it wasn't a big grand proposal. They were just like, yo, we should just get married one day. And she was like, bet. She even tells that story on a public platform somewhere. But she said their connection was so genuine is that they were both at a place spiritually to where they really wanted somebody. They wanted to grow themselves, and they wanted somebody to grow with them as well. So that's why that brother is the way he is now, because he was fixing himself, right? And he had to create that emotional intelligence where he don't have to be macho all the time, and he don't got to take pride and credit for everything that he's done, because his woman complimented him and vice versa on the things that they wanted to build in as a household. So the thing is, though, Fantasia knew what she wanted, and she created that person within her, and also was healing herself as well as him, making it more safer for her in that dynamic, and her making him feel comfortable as a man to come to her being vulnerable. And men ain't got that. And honestly, as us black men on this stage, we got to hold each other accountable and saying, yeah, bro, like, we need to grow up in this stage a little bit. Now, she was right. And so, and just like O'Neal was saying the other day, or a couple episodes ago, women got to take accountability too.
Well, you know, what I would say that I gained mostly from that interaction between Fantasia's husband and her is that, number one, is he's not claiming her power. He's allowing her to stand in her own power.
Yep.
And they're what would you call it? Independently self-sufficient, but together. That's what I got from it. And what I'm saying in 2024 and beyond in these new relationships is, I believe, me personally, I believe that is the trajectory where men and women need to do relationship. Meaning, this woman is empowered by herself. She does not need me for her empowerment, period, at all, 0%. And if I'm going to do relationship with her successfully, then I need to be empowered in my own self. It's not going to be an interdependent, all of the, well, it may be a little interdependent, but it's not going to be a situation where I have to diminish my woman to increase myself. That shit is dead. And any man, that's why Myron, when you saw them veins popping out dude's head, it was coming from a place of, he doesn't understand why this woman is functionally not taking him seriously, right? Or they jumping in his DM right now, but he still don't have that real control that he desires. He don't have it, because that control he probably will never be able to get, because the woman of 2024 is different from the woman of 1960 that he was taught that this woman is supposed to bow down and respect everything that he do just because he got a dick between his legs.
Yeah, that's dead.
That's dead. And men have to understand, look, man, if you're going to build a relationship, that woman really got to vibe with you. Y'all have to build something greater than just, I provide money for you, or I give sex to you in exchange for this, and everything else we ain't got to deal with. That's why when Kojo was talking, right, I picked up on a couple clues, right? The foundation of the relationship has to be built on something bigger than just money. It has to be built bigger than just, I'm sexually attracted to you, right?
You gotta actually like the person.
You gotta like the person, oh. And if you don't like the person, how can you build with that person, bro?
Yeah.
How?
That like stuff is out. People don't care about likes no more. People get married these days for benefits only. How could you benefit me? That's how marriage don't last no more. People don't really like each other no more.
But benefits are cyclical. Benefits are not consistent.
It's
Benefits
transactional.
go up, down. They
Yeah.
go. So what happens to your relationship if your foundation is built on benefits?
Soon as somebody slips, the relationship is over.
It's gone. It's gone.
done because you ain't providing what you was providing in the beginning, which is why she got with you. Soon as that's gone, she's gone. She's on to the next person. The person that can provide what you're looking for.
That's why. That's why I said that. That's why I said that at the very beginning when I was talking. Is that during the pandemics, divorces spiked. These niggas didn't really like each other. They was in a house with each other all damn day. They was like, I really don't like this person. And then the money ran out, so you broke.
I definitely don't like
I don't like you.
Nigga, I hate you.
I believe it. And it was crazy is that I seen it been in real estate and been in these Facebook groups, especially here in Charlotte. If y'all not in these Charlotte Facebook groups, please join because there's a lot of drama in there. These white women was divorcing these men left and right.
Facts.
I seen this shit. And it was crazy. They was talking about, because this person don't believe in COVID. No, I know the backstory. People was running out of money. People weren't paying any rent. They didn't know how to do this, that, and the third. They was like, I'm out of here. Took the money and ran, took the kids and bounced.
A lot of them didn't even know how to do relationship, bro. They live separate lives.
They lived two different lives, a whole different life. And then one of them found out they had a whole nother kid.
Oh.
So I want to talk about this. I want to talk about this because we got some ladies in the building, right? We're talking about how can a woman submit? How can a woman submit to a man who is her intellectual inferior? This is taking place, right? I don't know how women get involved with a man who's her intellectual inferior or get with a man who leads with, I'm going to be this, I'm going to be that, I'm going to be this, I'm going to be that. And then he falters, right? Because
he's not that.
He's not that, right? It was all fake from the beginning. It was a bait and switch tactic to get you in the door. And then I switch up on you, right? What are the red flags that women are seeing that are waiting, that are telling them, hey, look, man, let's get us a little bit more time. Let's think about this a little bit more before we move forward with building relationship because it's something is off. Something is off. I want to know what that off looked like going into it. So, matter of fact, we got Keisha in the building. I want to know, Keisha, what are some of the red flags that you saw now, that you see now, that you didn't see going into that relationship that you overlooked, and then you found out that you was in a situation, in a bait and switch situation? Can we talk about that? Or you was dealing with your intellectual inferior?
I wouldn't say he's my intellectual inferior. I mean, he definitely didn't have no drive like I did. And the biggest red flag was how I met him. I mean, he used to sell weed. But he did work for a while, but what I believe happened was he was working to make me happy, not because it was something he knew he needed to do. And
that's 100% intellectual inferior.
I don't know. I guess the way I'm defining it is different. I mean, he's a well-read person. He's not stupid. He just don't have the drive like how I have to go out and make the money the way I would have, especially because it wasn't just him anymore. For him, if that's what he was doing it for years. He was able to, get a house, pay the bills in that house that he was in, had an album, paid for the whole thing, all that kind of stuff, but wasn't in the mindset of having to do it for someone other than himself. So he's very selfish that way. I don't know if you would call that intellectual inferior. No, he's a musician. I mean, a very good musician. He has several instruments, had an album, all that kind of stuff. But what I'm saying is when you live your life that way for so long, and then someone else comes in to share that, and you don't, switch doesn't go off, just like when we eventually became parents. We were together 6 years before kids came into it. We were friends for 2 years before we started dating. So it wasn't like, oh, I'm so enamored with this person, let me hurry up and create this situation with them. So even though there was that time for us to get to kind of know each other, I wasn't looking at it. This was kind of like my first real relationship outside, after college and stuff. So I wasn't really thinking about building in that way. But had I, knowing what I know now, definitely I would have picked him, because he didn't show me anything that said to me he was suitable to build a family with. He was okay to do for himself, not for anyone outside of that. That was a big red flag. Because like I said, he did work and he is a hard worker for the things that he wants, just not as a unit. That was a big red flag. I hope that made sense.
That makes sense. That makes sense. What about Ashanti?
So for me, I would say a red flag would be definitely a man who cannot communicate, like he doesn't know how to communicate his emotions, or even just like where he's at in life. I think sometimes you can always tell, like when you go on a date or something, and you just kind of, when you're trying to find something out about a person, a lot of times I feel like those type of men will look to try to figure out what your plans are, or what you're, and they kind of naturally just follow in behind what you say or what you're doing. And so I think that is a huge thing. But like to Keisha's point too, that's really big too, because she's correct. A lot of men know how to care for themselves, but anything outside of that, I think you start to see a lot of just the selfishness and just different personalities that kind of pop up. But definitely a man that lacks that communication, vision, or he just, I feel like even it don't seem like he even got a lot planned for his life or for his day, even period, because I feel like a man's not gonna look for me to guide him, whether he has a woman or not.
Mm, mm.
Hey,
Olivia.
was
Go ahead, man.
What's up?
red flag show? What did y'all do to, kind of address it to him? Let him know that, hey, man, I'm seeing this, or is there something we can do about this, or what happened, or
Oh, y'all kept it in.
Yeah, because sometimes, I get lax, and my wife don't mind telling me, hey, babe, you started this, and I don't feel like you taking it as serious as you should, and in the
Facts.
day, all are gonna benefit, or we all gonna suffer from my choices. So she gonna let me know that you lax a little bit. Let's tighten up.
Hold up, wait. We gotta pause. Pause. I gotta pause. Wait a minute. Does that sound like, to me? Oh, that sounds like a little bit of dual submission, huh?
Yeah.
Does
She
it
holding
sound
him
like that
accountable
man is
for.
taking
She holding
counsel?
him accountable for what he wanted, and he accepting that accountability. That's how a relationship should go.
So he actually listened to that woman. He actually listened to what that woman got to say, what her advice was.
But I think you can hold a man account. If we're talking about in the realm of marriage, or you're in a relationship, yes, absolutely. But if we mean just when you're first meeting, I feel like a lot of women don't take the accountability that they see the red flags when they first meet someone. And I mean, yes, I do feel like you can call those things out, but it's hard to speak into a man's life like that when you're just coming into knowing him. And so then you take on this project. Now,
But is that a
Well,
violation?
that's a choice, though. You choose to check on that
Yeah,
well,
project.
is
that's
that a
what I'm
violation of
saying.
self to take on a project if you
It
know that
should
you
be.
can't build relationship properly with this man off the muscle?
Oh,
Is
yeah.
that setting yourself up for failure? Just being honest.
Yes, it's absolutely saying. That's why I said I feel like women have to take accountability for that. But I feel like women who lack accountability and emotional intelligence take on those things, and then they throw their hands up like, oh no, no, like the wool was just pulled over their eyes when that wasn't the case. Now it's a difference when you're married. Like for me, yes, like Bam said, there are things I'm gonna check my husband. No, you said that you were gonna, because yes, we all start slacking and things like that. But when we're talking about the phases of stepping into something and you've already seen this, and then you're not emotionally intelligent enough to take that on of a man, because you most of the time you can't even, some women can't even do it for themselves. Yeah, you're absolutely setting yourself up for failure, but you can't blame everyone else when the failure comes.
We feel like we can conquer the world, so sometimes we take on more than we know we can handle, but we need someone to help us, balance things. Like my wife set my schedules, and she helped me when I set myself out to fail, because I take on the world at once and have so many things in one pot. And it's not that I don't think I can handle the stuff. I think I can handle it all, but the schedule run together, and she always keep me grounded. So I think if a man ain't trying to overachieve, he ain't worth a damn.
Fact though. That's a fact. And you know what? Ashanti got a good point. No, I mean, both of them do. Great points. It's like all we have to do is hold each other accountable, and get your damn pride out of the constructive criticism, and learn how to talk to your significant other. You don't have to yell. You don't have to bark at somebody all the damn time. You don't, like, men don't want to hear that shit sometimes. Like, we don't want to hear the nagging, and women don't want to hear the excuses. It's like, I just don't want to see people disagreeing because they don't know how to talk to each other. That shit annoys the fuck out of me, because you lack emotional intelligence. That shit's stupid as hell.
So how do we build relationship properly, right? When we have these issues that exist, right? Obviously, it looks like Bam Bam then kind of figured it out, right? You could tell that he has a mutual respect for his wife. But when we listen to this, right? When we listen to this right here is teaching no mutual respect. This doesn't sound like mutual respect right here.
Why is everyone sitting here coddling women from their poor fucking decisions? If you want to be a fat hoe, fantastic. But don't expect me to sit here, bust my ass, become a self-made multi-fucking millionaire, get my clout, get my status up, and accept you, bitch. Fuck out of here. Because when I was 18 years old, playing fucking Halo, figuring out my life, no bitch would have taken me. So,
man.
Well, you was playing Halo. That's all nobody wanted you.
So real quick.
He's so angry.
But here's the thing. Though.
Nobody wanted that.
He got PTSD.
Yeah, he's speaking to somebody though. See,
he's speaking to the man that ain't ready for what he asking for.
He's speaking to somebody. And
he put it more into a game instead of building himself up for the woman that he wants.
But
a lot of these men are
not even in the game. Lady how to play the game, man? Come on, dog.
A lot of them are not even in the game though. Let's keep
it real. Men these days?
A lot of the men that fit that stereotype are not even playing in the game. They're not even in the dating market.
Yeah, like what we stated before, when it comes to
angry, absent and angry.
They're in the 80% of what women don't even look at. Like, we gotta keep it real. Women probably was never looking at him. They just started looking at him when he got on the podcast and started making bread. They're looking at him because he's actually making money now. But if he drops the podcast, no woman is paying attention to that guy.
But check this out, O'Neal and Byron. This is what I'm saying. Somebody like that, I'm sure he doesn't go around in his everyday screaming and yelling. So somebody is going to see him not knowing how much trauma he's carrying and bring that unhealthy foolishness into a relationship. And then this is the type of stuff that happens when people are like, I had no idea who he was. And then what? He may be abusive. He sounds like he would flip and beat somebody in a second.
Ooh.
Like
a woman.
You getting beta vibes. You getting beta
vibes. When the vein come out like that, I agree.
He got to start.
It ain't that deep, bro.
It ain't that deep, bro. That vein shit never had to pop out like that unless it's like a serious.
Bro, if you can't talk calmly, like, come on, dog. You
But this is what
talking?
I'm saying.
That's what they
Some
count.
people are getting into these relationships without healing first. And so when you're talking about how do we build these relationships, Byron, first of all, we need to have some deep chats, because that has to show up some kind of way. And it has to like poke its head out, even before he gets angry. Either the way he speaks to her, the way he talks to her, what he is expecting from her. And like you're saying, there's a big part of this is discernment, needing to be able to identify hurt people. And
This is my
figuring,
problem
you
with
know what I
this
mean?
real quick. I got to jump in. This is my problem with this. My problem is, right, whether you have money or don't have money, your character, who you are, how you represent is still there, no matter what. It don't
Gonna
matter how
show
much
up.
money you got. And so what I fear in a situation like this, and a lot of men who even subscribe to this, is when they do become successful, they're going to expect a woman to appease their fragile egos, because that to me does not look like a healthy ego, in my opinion. It looks like a very unhealthy ego. Looks like a ego coming out of false, a false sense of security of self. It comes from a space where it feels like a woman would have to, not optional, would have to stroke his ego, falsely stroke his ego for him to even feel like a whole
Good.
man.
He's
And so what
gifted
happens with
compliment.
this is you got a woman who is falsely boosting your ego. How
I
long
wouldn't
can a
even want
woman
that.
really do this?
He
I wouldn't
has
even want that
he's
man.
gifted
I mean, I
How
wouldn't even want that
long
woman.
would she?
entitlement.
How long would she start to lose respect for this man in real life? But she's vocally expressing to him all of these falsehoods. Now take this back. Now I'm finna throw it back. Should we hold that woman accountable for not keeping it real with this man at the
In the
beginning?
beginning.
Like, yo, now really, I don't agree with you on this, right? I really think that this plan that you have, this option that you're taking, is not going to put us in the best situation. But instead, you go along with it to appease this man's ego. Now you 3, 4, 5 years into a false relationship, and you're not talking to him. He's not talking to you. You're no longer sexually attracted to this man because you feel like he feels entitled, but he expecting you to continue to do what he initially agreed upon when y'all first got together, but y'all are separate now. And now y'all headed for divorce and nobody know why this even happened. But in the reality, you was falsely building up his ego this whole time anyway. It wasn't real.
Mm.
And his ego is interdependent on you falsely building him up in order for him to feel like the man that he need to be, because it's not coming from an internal space. It's not coming from the Most High. It's not coming from something that is pure, that is righteous. It's coming from him needing to dominate the woman to feel like he's bigger. He's you a bitch, you this, you fuck you, all of that. He got to do all of that so his ego can be validated.
True. Yeah, I wouldn't even want a woman like that can't speak how she feel and let me know. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I was
I'm
just in a
good.
crazy situation.
That's not no
Let's
true
talk
relationship.
about it, Olivia.
Well, I'm not gonna get too deep into it, but
Yeah,
that
get
that
too
kind
deep.
of
Get too
I'm
deep.
not.
Get deep.
I'm not.
Get deep.
I'm
Get
not.
deep.
I'm
Get
not.
deep.
But to answer the first question that I didn't get to answer in regard to a red flag, anyone that invalidates your feelings, anyone that's automatically invalidating your feelings, if they're allowed to express how they feel and have their emotions, and the minute you do it, all hell breaks loose, that is a red flag. That is a red flag. I dealt with someone recently where I kind of felt like I needed to stroke his ego a lot. Like one of the first things was just like, when it comes to men, women don't care about our emotions. Da, 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 da. I have a son, so I'm big on making sure my son doesn't turn into one of these raggedy men that don't know how to express themselves because they was told to shut up because they're a boy and they're not supposed to cry. So I'm really big on allowing men to be able to express themselves. And I feel like when I opened up that door for him to be emotional with me and express himself for me, that took away from me being able to do that with him because it always became into an argument. So one thing I can't stand is, and I grew out of it, is all the screaming and yelling in a relationship. When you find yourself screaming and yelling in a relationship and you know that's not generally you, you have to look at the situation you're in and realize that that person that you're with is getting the bad side out of you. My ex before him, I never had to raise my voice. I never had to do any of that. In fact, I thought twice before even doing that, which is why I'm back with him now, because the grass ain't always green on the other side. With this individual, I found myself getting upset, yelling, screaming. And why? Because I felt discombobulated. Every time I tried to express myself, he made it seem like, but what about me? You're making it about you. And I always found myself being discombobulated. I always found myself not being able to answer one question, because when he say one thing to me, he's jumping into another one. So I started to realize, like, damn, did I boost this nigga up so much to the fact that I have to be now minimized? I found myself that we would have a great conversation for the whole day as long as I was like this. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Sure. Oh, all right. What? You're right. You're right. But the minute I said, but I feel, it would get into a big crazy situation.
Wow.
So that's when I started to realize, like, yeah, you bringing your old stuff, whatever PTSD you got going on. I need to keep my sanity. I need to make sure that I'm not walking around 32 years old screaming and yelling with a man that I'm supposed to be with, because my feelings aren't being validated. So be careful with the type of people you let into your life, because they can really mess with your energy. They can really mess with your vibe. And I felt like I was stroking his ego so much to the point that I ended up minimizing who I was as a woman being with him. So now I'm back with my ex, because the grass ain't always green on the other side. And I was like, damn, the shit I was dealing with you wasn't even half as bad. It was no cheating, no none of that. It was just me being emotional. So yeah, grass ain't always green on the other side, y'all. That's my point.
Ooh.
It's brown on the other side.
Oh wait. I mean,
red flag,
my God.
red flag, yes.
So real quick. So we falsely inflating egos, right? Matter of fact, real quick, how many women have felt the need?
We need a poll.
We need a poll. How many women have felt the need to falsely inflate a man's ego, right? Just to keep peace. If you have felt a need to falsely inflate a man's ego just to keep peace, yeah, go ahead. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, put a me in the chat. Put a me in the chat. Wow. Okay. Now, my issue is that here's the thing. Why, right? Dropshipping side.
DQ funny, boy.
Yo.
That is not happening. It's more common than we think, though.
My God. All right.
Whoa, who said that? Whoa.
Here's the thing. I
like
don't know.
Envy.
For me, bro, as a man, I don't want false.
I don't want that. I don't want
false ego stroking, bro.
That's setting up everything for failure.
Setting you up for failure. My ego, again, I'm speaking to men. Ego should come from the things that we produce, right? And it should be internal. It should be internal, right? Or if you believe in the Most High, it should be, from the Most High, right? And and it should manifest itself in the things that we produce, the fruit that we produce as men.
Most men want it naturally, though. They want it naturally with no results.
They want it naturally with no results, and then they want women to decrease themselves to make them feel a sense of increase.
Or they expect the woman to stay when you ain't fulfilling none of the values that you said you had. Come on, man. You can't expect that woman to stay there if you're not fulfilling everything that you say you're gonna fulfill, bro. Soon as she notices you're not fulfilling them things, she answering them DMs, man. I'm gonna just keep it a buck, man. I'm gonna keep it real.
I think
you did that though. You did that though. You did that, not her, because you said you was gonna do this, and you ain't do one yet, man. It's been 3 years, man. You ain't even did you ain't did the easiest task on the list, man. It's been 3 years. You can't expect that woman to keep it 100 with you if you're not keeping it 100 with yourself. Keep it real. I'm just here to report the news, like DQ said.
But a lot of men, I feel like, because when they were young, and I dated someone like this in the past, because when they were young and as kids, their mothers or aunts or whomever, if they grew up especially if they were in a single parent household where they mainly saw just women, a lot of times those women, what do? They tell them, oh, you're so great, you're so, and even when they become grown men, and they still, they still sit there and they stroke that ego, or they stand behind them and cheer them on. And I feel like a lot of men expect for the woman that they're with to do the same, when it's like, no, I'm gonna hold you accountable to it. But they see it as an attack because they have been so used to someone excusing their behavior. That's why a lot of men can go out here, have kids, not take care of them, and you will see a mama, a auntie, a sister, or
Yep.
whomever who's standing behind them, still telling them, oh, my son is a great man. You know what? Like, I know a
Oh,
few
what
women
did you
Bullshit.
do to him? What did you do to him? Nah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. What did you do? My son is trying, my son, he trying. Well, man, trying is not, and a lot of men want women to do that. But I will say, I remember my mother even saying this to me. And now it's crazy that y'all brought this up, because now I can see how that implanted something in me that shouldn't have never been. And probably from even her lack of just intelligence in a sense and knowledge. But my mom used to tell me, like, you you stroke a man's ego, like it keeps him for life. You have to stroke a man's ego. But what does that mean? So you do hear that in society sometimes, a lot. Like, you even sometimes will hear, like, I remember we were in premarital counseling and they made the comment, oh, sometimes, you just got to tell your husband, he's doing good. Okay, baby, that looks good. I mean, I do think it's a fine line in not tearing down a man with your words, but I'm also not going to stroke your ego, like when you are not producing. Like,
Oof.
I'm gonna hold you accountable.
Hey man, Byron, I say this, man. I'm happy my wife tell me the real my ass accountable. I don't want no false ego stroking, brother. Fuck
Facts.
that. Yeah, she hold me accountable. If I ain't doing some shit, she let my ass know.
And a lot of men believe just because they got money, automatically we're supposed to just stroke their ego. A lot of men with money are lames, and I think that they forget that. You get what I'm saying? Just because you have money does not take away the fact that you're a lame ass. So just because you have money doesn't mean that I'm about to sit here and allow your lame ass to lead me, because I
Ooh.
probably have to make all the decisions anyway. You just have the dough to pay for it. So I have come across a lot of lame ass people with money, hence, and let me not even do that. But just know I don't mess with
Oh,
nobody that ain't got no money.
Since you talked about that, why do the women go to the dudes that they're really not fucking with just for the money? We gotta keep it real now.
I can't answer that because that has never been me ever. Like
Yeah.
that has never been me. So
A
I
lot
just
of women do that though.
I
They
know
know the dude is a
I
loser,
know
but
there's
he got
a
a bag, and they just go ahead and be like,
but hey,
"Let me
what
go
about
ahead
the
and take this
people?
shit."
What about the people in other countries that have arranged marriages? They not in love, but they do it for the money. You get what I'm saying? A lot of people just doing it, just not doing it arranged. If you really want to think about it, India, Africa, these people do not be in love, but they know that family that they're about to marry and is going to take care of them, make them
Well,
very wealthy.
I think that's a misrepresentation. I think that's a misrepresentation.
We
Yes.
gotta talk about America.
Yeah. No, let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Because I do believe that those families they put those families together based on what they believe.
Value.
Yeah. Certain values have to align, and they pick a family where the values align, and then they connect those people based on those things. Now, sometimes it's messed up. Sometimes they get it wrong, but in general,
Right.
they look for value
Probably why they
systems
started
that
it.
are
Yeah,
deeper than just
to build a
oh,
strong
this
family.
Well,
person look good.
what I can say, Barry, because although I'm not a girl that who got the dough, no, I don't want to date anyone that's broke. Not gonna do it. Not gonna happen. I can't. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's just not been there, done that. Not gonna happen. You get all that. Oh, I have a plan. No, your plan needs to be in work, and now we can work together. But I think you even said it a while ago. A lot of men say and do things to get what they want. A lot of men will say things to women just so they can get what they want and then switch it up after they get what they want. Olivia, not Olivia, but a lot of women, Olivia too. A lot of
Women
women
too.
are peeping game and they like, okay, because I know what you want. But if you won't get that, that's what I need. So a lot of women is just playing the game. They lying to these women to get whatever they want, and these women are just gonna make sure that they get a bag or something out of it. I don't agree with leading somebody on that you don't like. If you're not physically attracted or emotionally attracted to this person, then at this point you're just being some type of gold digger, whatever you want. But if a man is interested in you, you may be interested in him, and he got money. I'm not gonna say she's going after him with money, but it's a plus. But he has to work. He has to show, because a lot of men want to get this box and pay nothing for it. Don't want to pay a bill. Don't want to do nothing. Just going to lie to you, get what they want, and then dip out. So a lot of women is
Free
just
box?
like, all right, so before you do that, exactly, free box. How crazy. So a lot of women now are saying, you know what? I'm going to get something too. Men are playing games and women are playing games. The problem is a lot of men don't like it. A lot of men don't like the fact that women are waking up, and a lot of men right now don't like the fact that women are not the same women that they were 50, 60, 70 years ago. So again, I'm not that type of woman. I go after you with your money, but I'm not dealing with no broke nigga either.
Oh my God, DQ crazy.
Go
ahead, man.
If I wake up to you and you ain't got no eyelashes either, you trick me. Or or your hair ain't really black. It's 2 inches in brown. So come across on all sides. It ain't always what you sign up for.
Right. Thank God I don't gotta go through that, because when my man wake up, I got my real lashes on, and these locks is where he be rolling his fingers through these locks. So but I do feel that there are a lot of women out there that are using their body and their box for money, and I don't think that is the right thing. But I feel like a lot of them are just tired of being used as well. So, that's just my thought on that.
I rolled over one time and had an eyelash on my cheek. I thought it was a damn spider.
Now that's crazy. Not the caterpillar. Not the caterpillar. They be looking like they ready to what? Sorry, ladies, but some of y'all be looking like y'all ready to fly away. Really.
So Ashanti, what's going on? What's your thoughts about this?
I mean, I definitely like what Olivia said. She really kind of hit it on, especially when she made the comment about how we're like women peep game, and so it is a thing of like, oh, okay, I know you're doing this, so I'm just gonna do this. And I do feel like men cannot get mad about that, because basically at the end of the day, both sides are entertaining something that is not feasible. That's not even, it doesn't make sense. Both of you are wasting time on something that is not getting you to an end goal. So I also feel like at the same time, though, for a lot of men, a big problem is it's easier to make the money. Like making money is easy. Like Olivia said, you can be lame and have money, and that is very common. It's hard to actually go to therapy and heal from what you saw your dad do when you were younger, or it's hard to even accept the fact that you grew up in a household where you saw nothing but dysfunction, and so now you don't know how to manage your emotions. Like, if we really think about it, especially those of us that are entrepreneurs, the dedication that you have to have daily to the betterment of self, and just actually seeing yourself for who you are, because none of us are perfect, but that shit is hard. It's hard to wake up every day and make sure that you are holding yourself accountable, or trying to find ways to just face yourself. And so I think for a lot of men, it's easier to make money than to actually have to do that, because a lot of men are so ego driven. And so when you have to actually say, you know what, damn, I'm not a leader, or damn, I'm not really providing emotionally in the way that I should. Damn, I don't know how to talk to people. And that is harder than actually just saying, oh, let me just go to work every day and provide for a family. And so they naturally think by default that that's enough, but that's why you see so many people getting divorced, because that's not enough. Like, how do you talk to me? Like Olivia said, can you actually have a conversation without taking offense or making me feel like I cannot give my thoughts and feelings to you? Like, that's huge. That is a big thing. And I think just for in today's world, people say they want healing and all these other things, but everybody is not down for the work of that. Like, because that is a marathon.
Mm. So I think it's a few things. You know, a lot of women want men that the men that they want is not really what they're looking for. You know, they want the light skinned brother or the dark skinned brother, but he ain't got his things together. He may look like he got it together, but he really don't. The guy that really have everything that you're looking for, you're not really interested in that guy because he don't have the physical look that you're looking for. Same with the men. They want the fine girl, they want the nice ass, big titties, nice teeth, long hair, but that might not be the one you need. That's the one you want. So a lot of us are always looking to the person that's not really what we need. That's what we want, and typically that's why we fail in relationships, because it's not the person for us. That's the person that you want physically, but that's not the person that you need for you to actually elevate in life. And I say another thing, for the men out there, man, the women want a man that can provide, lead, protect. So you gotta be able to teach this lady she can go to the next level. You gotta ask her, what do you want to do? I'm not gonna tell you what to do. What do you want to do in your life that's gonna make you actually happy? That's gonna make the house good. That's gonna make you want to be here with me. What do you want to do? Like, a lot of men don't do that. They just be like, man, you gotta go do something. What do you want to do? Whatever it is, what you want to do, let me invest in you. You want to do lashes? Well, look, let's take this lash course. Let's go to this lash event. Let me buy you your first set of lashes, and let me help you promote so you can get some clients, so you can build a lash business for us or for you.
Facts.
And I'm invested. Whatever you want to do, figure it out. And then look, if you don't want to do that 2 years later, that's cool. What you want to do next?
You know,
let me invest money into you. Most people not doing that.
What you talking about, is what I call a 100 relationship, and we don't hear a lot about the 100 relationship. Listen, man, I think it's a lot of men, right? First of all, it's a lot of women with amazing talents. So let's start there. A lot of women,
but they don't use their talents because nobody asks what their talents are.
Nobody. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a lot of unrealized talent and abilities and value that's not being brought to the marketplace, right? Because women are subduing their overall potential because they don't feel comfortable, like, really showing what they're capable of, because they don't want to be looked at as, somebody who is trying to be some super boss chick, or all of these tropes that are being put out into the social media world, right? And as a result of that,
they doing jobs that they don't want to do, which they become stressed out, they're tired, and they treat you like shit when they get home because they're doing some shit that they don't want to. They hate everybody at their job. Yeah. They hate what they're doing. They're not happy. So what kind of result you gonna get? An unhappy person, because she's in a position that she don't want to be in. You gotta keep it real though.
And so, and that's the thing, bro. So it's like at the end of the day, I just feel like, man, look, if in 2024 and beyond, man, we got to build with women. We have to build with women. Yeah, bro. We got to build 100 relationships. You bring 100, I bring 100. If that woman is not comfortable with working, let that woman and that man is okay with being that sole provider, let that man be that sole provider. But if that woman wants to provide value to the marketplace, then I believe we're in a space right now where men need the men who are going to do relationships successfully are going to have to pour back into that woman, period. Yep. You're going to have to pour back into that woman and be okay with her being successful as a result of that.
You should want her to be successful.
You should want her to be successful. And that right there is why I believe women should not ever submit to their intellectual inferior, because that man is gonna hate you for all of the success that you ever create. You're always gonna feel like you are living with a thumb on the top of your head, and your ideals will never be realized, and you're gonna always feel a sense of lack as a result of that. And I believe a true secure man will allow his woman to breathe light into anything that she chooses to be great in. And the moment you feel like you can't do that, then you need to potentially find somebody different. And I'm just keeping it a bean.
Yeah. You should be trying to make that lady life as easy as possible, man, not hard as possible.
Y'all got
Bring peace to the lady. Go ahead.
Y'all got brothers?
Huh?
Y'all got any brothers? If you read the chat, there's a couple of us that like what y'all are saying. But I mean, no, respect to y'all wives, respect to you guys as husbands, as you know, good leaders in your household. But that's what I would say when you asked me earlier in the beginning of the show. Those are the qualities I'm looking for in whoever decides to build with me.
Did we say anything wrong? Did we say anything wrong? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Wrong? Not to me. I haven't heard anything wrong.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure it out, man. A lot of people get confused, man. The physicality of a person is not what you really want. That physical. After you didn't hit it a few times, it's just, all the shit is the same. I'm just keeping it real. You know what I'm saying?
It's a fact. Yeah, you gotta build with people. Yeah, man. So and it's a hell of a show, man. Yeah, man.
I had a good time.
Yeah, me too, bro.
I think, man, we got to get this to 100 likes, man. We got 130 people here, man. We just need 24 more people to hit the like button, 100 more likes. Make sure y'all become members. It's right next to the subscribe button. Hit the join. They got 3 different levels. You get discounts on merch. You get discount on events. You get exclusive content. We got exclusive content we're working on. You know, we got a lot of things coming if you join the membership. Again, they got 3 different levels. They got Trailblazer, Visionary, Legacy, whichever fits your situation. You make that your situation. We ain't forcing you to do nothing, you know what I'm saying? But if you want to support the channel, go ahead and do that. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, show us some love. We would appreciate that. We are here every Tuesday, every Thursday at 6:30 Central a.m. We're not doing the Trending Tuesdays. We're not gonna be here Tuesday night. We are here Tuesday morning and Thursday morning at 6:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. And look, we some consistent guys. We ain't going nowhere. We here.
Yeah, man. We with
you. We here. We're trying to make better content. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to get better and better. So that's why we're doing Tuesdays and Thursdays. So we're going to have amazing conversations just like this. And I'm excited about the new year, man. Happy New Year to everybody. And I think it's going to be a good one.
Absolutely.
Any final words, B?
That's it, man. We out of here.
Hey, man, while we still here, make sure y'all put your biggest takeaways from today's show in the chat. Put it in the comments. We love to go back and look at it. And we out of here. Peace.
Yes, indeed.
What's up, y'all? So most people struggle with sales. A lot of us in real estate, and we struggle with our sales. We struggle with follow-up. We struggle with leads. And we just basically missing out on deals. For me, I just got on Taskify CRM. They send messages out for you. And look, a lot of us have work. When you get off of work, you have hot leads ready for you. Make sure you check out Taskify CRM. I'm telling you, it automatically replies for you. And look, it sends you multiple messages. Like we talking about drip campaigns, so you're not missing out on the lead follow-up. So make sure you check out Taskify CRM. Use coupon code NoStingyEnergy to get 10% off. I'm about to show y'all inside my CRM so I can see how it really works. Make sure y'all check it out. Peace.